now we head for a concert under the stars. We chat with an eclectic group of musicians led by Kalamazoo artist Jordan Hamilton. Their performance is accompanied by original video art projected onto the dome of the Roger B. Chaffee Planetarium in Grand Rapids.
My name is Jordan Hamilton, and I grew up in Maryland. I've been playing cello in elementary school, middle school, high school, through graduate school. And that brought me to Michigan, where I started trying to explore sounds outside of classical music. And then that introduced me to musicians around the community. And that's kind of how I met Lasso here, how I met Jared Selner, AKA Sax Squatch, and Grayson Nye, the piano guy. And we make music just kind of all over. My sound is a little bit like classical, hip hop, experimental, folk, and then I've participated in a bunch of different projects that make different sounds.
I'm the Sax Squatch. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. There's a guy with a costume. That's not me, it's a different guy.
This is the Sax Squatch.
The Sax Squatch. I'm not a Sax Squatch. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Grew up here. I hope, obviously, saxophone. I also play drums, bass, and guitar in a number of different projects, including my own and other people's. But I started really working with this group sort of 7 years ago or 6 years ago now. I got sucked into the Lassoverse, and it's been fun ever since. Musically, my guiding light and North Star is actually sort of in the avant-garde and free jazz world. A lot of noise stuff, drone, that kind of weird stuff. But I also really love like prog and fusion jazz, that kind of thing, acid jazz.
Yeah, my name is DeLasso. I'm a producer. I was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Currently live in Detroit. I'd say my specialty is kind of bringing other musicians together and kind of setting the space for them to compose or kind of show themselves who they are, whether they're singers or instrumentalists. So I play a lot of instruments myself, but mostly kind of write on a computer using, electronic instruments, but also acoustic stuff, sampling, all different styles, and kind of bring that together. And these guys are a big part of a lot of my sounds. I'd say my sound is a mix of like hip-hop music, electronic music, film scores, jazz, classical. So, it makes sense as you hear us go down the line and say what we're into, there's probably going to be a lot of overlaps.
But everyone has like a sound that they've been exploring consistently in their own way. I've kind of bumped into the Lassoverse, the Lasso universe a little bit in the recent years, but I've been a part of other universes like Earthworks Harvest, Gathering, or Last Gasp Collective, and they all have different sounds, but everyone has a different sound.
My name is Grayson. I'm a keyboard piano player from Chicago, I guess. I live there and I'm from there. I met these guys actually in Michigan because I went to school here, and I guess I'm the most recent addition to the Lassoverse. It's only been a couple years, kind of since the pandemic. Is that when we met? I'm a new member of the family, I guess. But my style is, it's kind of like all of them. It's just a mix of a bunch of things. I, studied classical growing up and like doing pop music, and then I got into jazz, and that's sort of the main thing that I do now. But I also, play hip hop. I sometimes play in a Celtic band, so I'm all over the map.
Collaboration is definitely the center of my whole craft and process. So, I have a lot of ideas, and they're kind of these, they're not very concrete. They're kind of just things in my head or things I want to hear. And so it takes other musicians to actually realize a lot of the ideas I have. Or also maybe I see something in a musician, whether it's Jordan, Sax Squatch, or Grayson, I hear them play, and then I kind of think, I'd like to hear them in this context. So for me, I'd say collaboration is kind of what drives my process. It's a way to grow and a way to, kind of morph who you are.
This performance has to be a little more regimented and scripted because we've got these wonderful visuals that we're accompanying. So that's, now it's like, well, we got to stay on the train track a little tighter, but other times we stretch a little more. And even within the context of something where we're regimented in our time frame, we still hold space to stretch in different ways and in different places.
Also, like the spontaneity of improvisation.
Right.
Like, we generally play the same songs, but I don't think we've ever really played them the same twice.
No.
And that's kind of another fun thing for us. Keeps us all on our toes, I guess.
Yeah. And it's not the goal to play it the same way twice.
In fact, even today, Jordan was telling the lasso, I like when you surprise me on this part. So
I think one of the key parts of our sound is like the combination of like electronic DJ aspects with like live musicianship, and that's something a lot of people I think have thought about, and it's really takes like a certain kind of musician and a certain kind of practice to make it where it's like there's these electronic elements that are being on a grid, but then we're also free to like change it every time. So this is probably the most like progressive group I've ever been a part of in terms of combining those two things.
I love riding that energy that's in the moment, whether it be in rehearsal or whether it be in a performance. Obviously you feel it tenfold in the performance, but riding that energy, changing that energy, and then figuring out how that compares to other performances. I think I find a lot about myself in each performance. And then sharing that experience with other people that are your friends and stuff, you all created bonding experiences. And going through life with those experiences and those bonds is all that you really want in life. So that's what I love about it.
Falling down, running round, hear the sound. Falling down, running round, hear the sound. Call around, sacred ground, lost and found, yeah. Call around, call around, call around, yeah. Falling down, running round, hear the sound, yeah. Falling down, running round, hear the sound. Call around, sacred ground, lost and found, yeah. Call around, call around, call around, yeah.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.